How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to show you some crazy numbers, some absolutely nuts numbers that will get you very excited for the long-term future of Bitcoin. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. Happy Easter, by the way. We're going to be going into a little bit of the price action on Easter, what we normally have been at over time. But before we do, you can check out the link underneath the video to CoinW, where you can trade cryptocurrencies with leverage, and you can also just buy spot cryptocurrencies in case you want to check it out. You don't need to KYC, which is really nice, and exchanges go down all the time, like Coinbase, Crypto.com. They go down in times of high volatility, and there will be high volatility, so you want multiple exchanges set up kind of across the world in different regions. So if you want to check this out, I think it's a really good idea. There's a link underneath the video, and you also get access to a private group when you use that link that can help you trade. It's very clear. It's right under the channel in the description. Don't go in the comment section. There's scammers down there. There's also a link down there to Margex as well, where you can trade cryptocurrencies. This is a really interesting setup. This is a Solana setup where we had this big symmetrical triangle, and we broke out above, and now we have like a mini one right on top of it. It's like a little nubbin, another triangle here. So be watching this. This could be pretty explosive. Now let's look at what's happening in the market. We have Bitcoin right around 70,000. This is the historical prices on Easter. $5, 92, 457, 244. And so on down the line. The highest we've ever been on Easter was 2021 when we were about $59,000. Now we're sitting well above that, and it shows you, sometimes you just have to wait a few years and then you'll be back at all-time highs. Sometimes you just have to deal with that kind of volatility and deal with a couple of years of being down in Bitcoin, but then we make a rampage back up from 28,000 to 70,000 in a year. That's crazy to think. We were below 29,000 a year ago. So great recovery, obviously. And there are some people buying. We'll just show this really quickly. $1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin bought yesterday. I talked about this last night. But then another $838 million worth of Bitcoin for a $6 fee at 2 a.m. Another big buy. And we continue to see more and more buys from the ETFs. Right now, this is how close GBTC is to BlackRock. They're only about 80,000 Bitcoin away from each other from the flippening, which means GBTC can lose 40 and IBIT can grow 40, and then boom, crossover. Now I bring this up because we've talked about this a lot, but these ETFs, these new ETFs, are just swallowing up a lot of Bitcoin, which is why I want to show you just this insane chart. And let me black this out so you don't get distracted too much. But from 2016 to 2020, there was about 1,800 Bitcoin a day being mined, about 657,000 Bitcoin. Over the last 4 years, we've had 900 Bitcoin mined a day, which is about 330,000. So we still have some new issuance, but 93.5% or so of the Bitcoin has already been mined by this point. And that's all over 15 years, which is crazy. 15 years, which is absolutely nuts that we only have 6.5% left. But I thought, we look here at Bitcoin over the last 12 years and looking at the prices, it's kind of nutty, right? We went from $5 to 70,000. I want to think a little bit longer into the future. Like, what does the future hold for us? What if, we're not looking to sell, or maybe we want to take some profits, but we're going to have a long-term hodl bag for the next 10, 20 years? What does that look like? Like, how do the Bitcoin halvings affect the amount of Bitcoin issued? Well, obviously it gets cut in half, but we as humans are really bad at thinking in exponentials, and that's how it works. Obviously, if it's cut in half every 4 years, it actually makes a huge difference about 10 years down the line. So obviously we're going to have 450 Bitcoin a day, or 164,000 issued or mined after this next halving year. And then 2028 through 32. A lot of people like to think about Bitcoin's price in 2030 because it's a round number. It's end of the decade. At that point, there's only going to be about 78,000 Bitcoin mined every single year, which obviously that's a big drop from what we've had over the last couple of years. with 330,000. And at the same time, we have people like this that are buying like 12,000 Bitcoin at a time. We know Mr. 100 has bought 50,000 Bitcoin over the last year and a half. So we're talking about one entity, one person possibly being able to buy all that Bitcoin in a year, all the Bitcoin mined for a full year. Then we get down the line. Let's go a couple more years down the line. This is where it gets absolutely insane. We have not 70,000, but 5,000 Bitcoin being mined a year. This is 20 years from now. So 20 years from now, when we're moving into that next halving, I think almost all of us will be there based on my channel analytics. We'll have 5,000 Bitcoin mined each year, 13 mined a day, just 13.4 Bitcoin mined. I mean, we have a multi-billion-dollar network right now already, like probably tens of billions of dollars. When you just, I mean, look at CleanSpark. CleanSpark's market cap is around $4 billion, and they mine about 1%, if I remember right. Last time I looked, 1% of all mining goes through CleanSpark. Maybe it's 2% now, but let's just say it's 2%. That means the total market cap is $200 billion. If you just expand that, $200 billion is going to be fighting for 13.4 Bitcoin a day. That is crazy. I mean, some of the people watching this video have more than that. Actually, probably hundreds of people that watch this video have more than that, maybe tens, but a significant amount of people have more than that, and that's going to be all the Bitcoin that's being fought over in a day. That is crazy to think about. And then let's go one further down. There's nothing there. Let's expand this. So 2050, right? 2050 is going to be an interesting year. 48 through 52. There's going to be 6.7 Bitcoin mined each day. I mean, think about that. That is 100x less, 150x less than what we're mining right now each day. 2,500 Bitcoin each year. And I realize, it's pretty obvious, right? You can do the numbers yourself, but it is crazy to think how quickly this happens. And let's just go a couple more down. So this would be 52 through 56, and then 56 through 60. We're talking about 1.6 Bitcoin being mined a day. After 2060, we're talking about under a Bitcoin mined each day. Okay, that's just nuts. I know a lot of people are thinking about this next cycle and think about when they want to get out this next cycle, but there are some people that say, hey, you should never sell, right? The price is going to go down, but the key is to just hold on to your Bitcoin because we know that we're going to win. It's just a question of what the price does in the short term, which if you just take that out completely, if you just think, no, I'm going to hold this until the day that I retire in 10 or 15, 20 years, and then you can look at your Bitcoin balance and it's probably going to be massive, right? Or the amount of Bitcoin in USD terms is probably going to be massive. There's some people that think you should never sell. Now, I'm playing a bit of a different game. I am going to sell some of my Bitcoin and then hold some of my Bitcoin because this will be life-changing money for me this cycle, especially if we get into that six-figure range for Bitcoin. It's going to be life-changing money where I can take it out, and I'm actually reconsidering it. I'm not considering it selling anymore. I'm considering transferring it basically into other assets. That's how I'm going to view it. I'm not just selling it to sell it. I'm selling it so that way I can buy other assets that make me maybe a little bit more hedged, right? Have some more income, some more passive income, have a bigger stock portfolio, have some rental properties, that kind of thing. But I'm going to keep some in Bitcoin because I do not want to miss out, because I do realize there's a chance we could have a super cycle. There's also a chance that I don't time the bottom very well, or we see a more shallow dip this next bear market, or heck, maybe I go into a coma and then I wake up for 5 years later and I realize, well, I sold my Bitcoin. I wasn't able to buy anymore in the dip. That sucks, right? I don't want to be out of this asset. I want to make sure that I hold some forever. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video, though. It is just absolutely nuts when you break down the numbers like that, how little Bitcoin there will be decades from now, right? How little there's going to be that's being able to be sold on the open market from the miners, and how much new entities are going to have to bid up the price. That's the other side, right? If there's only 100 Bitcoin being mined a day, they're going to the larger entities are just going to have to buy off the market. They're just going to have to buy from you and me, right? There are going to be there are going to be some OTC desks, right? There are always going to be OTC desks, but they're probably going to be running dry of Bitcoin for the next couple decades. It's not like there's going to be people selling, 50,000 Bitcoin at a time. No, it's probably going to be hard to come across Bitcoin, and there's going to be some Bitcoin loss all the time. I'd expect within the next 10 years, probably much faster than that. Probably it might already be now or in a couple months. There's going to be more Bitcoin lost every day than Bitcoin mined every day, which is just absolutely insane to think about. Again, you can check out the links to Margex underneath the video and to CoinW. Think about that. If you had just gone long around 40,000, 50,000, I did that. I know a lot of other people that did that. You could be riding in the profit right now. You could also just imagine we go up to $150,000, $200,000 Bitcoin. You could just keep that rolling the entire time. If you're on 10x and you get 3x, you get a 30x then on Bitcoin. Pretty nuts. I realize that's not right for everyone, and there's risk that goes with it. To be clear, don't ever leverage trade more than you're willing to lose in a very short period of time, but it can go really well for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.